So virtue ethics also goes back to the code of conduct or the code of conduct for engineers. So engineers are taught during school to act with integrity. They're also taught to speak up and to do no harm. Now, according to the National Library of Medicine, engineering ethics states that um, engineering ethics are plentiful in number and are generally recognized as a statement of the values to engineering and um, its ethical commitment to do no harm or to do what is best for the common good. But we see a lack of courage in this case from employees and engineers alike. And have you ever heard of the term monkey see, monkey do? So that's kind of what we see here in this case. If everyone at Boeing acts unethical, then to act responsibly would look bad or for one's employment, right? But then if everyone acts unethically to fit in, it is then hard to pinpoint who is at fault because everyone was acting unethically. So consider the snippet that I have on the slide that says, possible examples in the 737 MAX case of the difficulty of assigning moral responsibility due to the problem of many hands, right? So on the screen you can see, right, the decision to reposition the engines, the decision to mask the jet's subsequent dynamic instability with the MCAS. And so forth, right? There were so many people involved with the project that it was so hard to pinpoint. So, like in a nutshell, because there were so many hands, in the project, multitudes of people chose to be quiet, um, so that placing the blame and assigning more responsibility is hard, but it really comes down to culture change. Now, culture change, what does that look like for Boeing? Now, obviously, someone at Boeing had to take blame for the incident, right? The board of directors and the CEO received most of the heat for what happened, even if it was the bare minimum. But even then, it did not have to happen. Boeing could have changed the narrative, starting with an effective employee relations management. So employees should have had the correct avenues to voice concerns without fear of retaliation. And further, Boeing employees should have had set up an ethical committee for where engineers could get together and talk about ethical concerns with the project. Um, Next, the company should have had a competent board, right? Most of the board members had zero aviation experience. Like the board members should have had some experience and some wisdom and knowledge in the aviation field. Third, the company needs to implement more safety features on the aircraft to prevent tragedies mid-air from happening, but this also goes with training the pilots on the safety features because none of the pilots knew that the MCAS was even part of the aircraft, which also played a part in why the aircraft went down. Um, In the case of the engineers, too, they would have also have benefited from ethical training. So the Harvard Business Review, Building an Ethical Company states that neuroscientific research suggests that when faced with moral quandaries, we fall back on the prototypes of or mental models. Our moral evolution requires us to add and update those prototypes. Ethics needs to be forefront in our minds. It needs to be repetitious. We need to see it every single day. Um, Lastly, and one of the most important things that I can stress for this case is that Boeing needs a new organizational culture that promotes ethical behavior because, as we have seen through this case, they do not value it. And also, according to the National Library of Medicine, culture relates to a unique shared purpose and set of values articulated in a system that internally provides a shared mindset for employees. So it shapes how a company interacts with its context, orients its decision making processes, and performs its function. So think about this, okay? If the company chose to talk about ethics every day as part of their cultural mission, or if they included it in like their shift start, would have the MCAS made it into production? Some people might say it could have, but I say that there would have been a higher chance that it would have gotten flagged. Now that we have gotten what Boeing should have done out of the way, let's focus on how they were doing right now. So you would think that after the crashes in 2018 and 2019, that the company would be doing better. We actually see major turnarounds for like big dilemmas like this for companies who change their culture and do a 180, but not Boeing. No. So, according to the culture of quality, takes center stage in the latest Boeing News Journal. The company is still experiencing a toxic work environment, and their planes and space shuttles are still having mechanics failures. So on the screen there, I have some things that have been going on. So the Alaskan Airlines, they lost a door, that was pretty recent. A United Airlines flight lost a tire midair. And then on the Southwest flight, an engine cover flew off. And then in the most recent news that we see, we have some astronauts currently stuck on the space station due to a mechanical failure with a space shuttle, and they are not expected to return home until February of next year. Yikes. And to top it all off, the current CEO has been asked to step down at the end of the year, so Boeing is still going through um still going through quite a lot of issues. They have they've been going through CEOs like people change underwear. It's just it's been crazy. I mean, Boeing still has a ways to go before I consider the company ethical, and I am not the only one who thinks that. So David Gellis, a reporter of the Times, quotes, "What do you sorry, he quotes, if Boeing wants to get back to that place of grandeur, where it was for so long one of the most important American companies. It's going to take not 4 years, but it might take 14. My question is, what do you think about that? Because in my opinion, it sounds like an excuse, right, rather than a solution. Boeing still needs to take accountability for their problems, and the mainstream media needs to report the facts of the case. The facts of the case are that Boeing acted unethically, um, and as a result of participating in an ethical minimum and getting a slap on the wrist, they are still acting unethically. So where is the accountability? Where is the compliance? All I can say is that if I ever were in a position of power, I would not act like Boeing, right? I would act with integrity and I would be ethical. Thank you all for listening.